Hi, it's Nicole Moore from LoveWorks here with another Flirty Friday. If you're new to my channel, every Friday I put out a Flirty Friday video with the best love and dating tips to have an amazing dating life and awesome relationship. So today on Flirty Friday, we are talking about how to get him to ask you out. So many women ask me this question, whether it's out in the real world or online, which I think is the real world anyway, but how do I get him to ask me out? They're feeling that men are passive and not making a move. Here's the deal. You have to make it ridiculously clear and obvious for men what you want and that you want them to ask you out. So if you're out in the real world, you have to look at them for what feels like an awkwardly painful, long amount of time. You have to smile many times. One look is not enough. And the way you want to smile, my little secret trick for how you're smiling at men is you want to look at them and smile and think in your head about kissing them or about having a flirty moment with them. Or you can imagine, even if you imagine, a sex scene from a movie like Unfaithful has some really great sex scenes. So if I do that right now, I'm imagining kissing my man. You might be able to see it even through the video. There's a slight energy. Something pops. It's just like if I were to say, imagine sucking a lemon. Something in you actually changes. You actually start having saliva in your mouth. So when you're looking at the guy that you want to ask you out, and you do that little mind trick of, let me think of a little sexy moment, whether it's with him or a movie scene or whatever, something kicks up in your energy. All of a sudden, that energy, which is what attraction is all about, is in the field. And he's going to feel it whether he knows it or not, because men are always responding to our energy. That's how you get him to ask you out in person. Look at him for what feels to you like an awkward amount of time, smiling while doing the little mind trick I just shared. Here's how to get him to ask you out if you've been, messaging online and he's not. So my client, Angela Crowley, who she's actually becoming a love coach, she actually shared this with me on a call, and I said, I'm going to share it with everyone on Flirty Friday. So a guy was texting back and forth with her, and he wasn't taking the initiative. He was asking her like, oh, where do you want to go? Things that no woman wants to hear. And what she said to him was, I find it incredibly attractive when a man plans a date. That's it. I find it incredibly attractive when a man plans a date. And all of a sudden he stepped up, he planned the date. So she let him know what she was wanting in a feminine way. Now, here's an important part. I've been working with Angela for a while, which means her energy with men is clear. So it's not just the words you say. That's why you can Google a YouTube video on what's the perfect thing to text a guy, and it doesn't work. It's because underneath the words, there's also energy. So here's where Angela's energy was at when she sent those words, which then worked to get him to plan. Since she's been working with me for a while, her energy with men is clean and clear. So she wasn't looking at him, not planning the date, going, ugh, men suck. What's wrong with them? Why can't they plan? I just need him to step up. Like, he needs to grow a pair. Her energy wasn't there. Her energy was in, I love and accept men. I'm not expecting anything, but I know what I want. It's a very different energy. So if you have any of that man hate-ish, or not even hate, but just anger. Ugh. I always tell my clients, if your energy is towards men, it doesn't matter if you have the perfect words, he's going to feel that. So before you send the perfect words, such as, I find it incredibly attractive when a man plans a date. Now, this is for a guy online. You're texting. He's not setting up the date. Make sure you're not thinking in your head, oh my God, what's wrong with him? Why isn't he planning? I've met so many guys that don't step up. None of that. Get in a clear space of, I love men. This man in front of me is a human being. He doesn't owe it to me to show up in any other way, and I own my preferences. It's very clean energy, okay? So, last tip. if a guy gives you his number online, because a lot of guys will do that, right? You're talking and you're like, I like this guy. And then he goes, here's my number. And you're like, I don't want to call you. I want you to pursue me. Simply, all you have to do is say, amazing. I am so excited to talk to you soon. Here's my number. Can't wait to hear from you, or can't wait for your call. So you put it back in his court. Now, what also matters if you're dating online is an amazing dating profile, because you want to stand out, ladies. I don't even know how many women online, but I think about half of people are online, so there's a lot of women online. You've got to stand out. You've got to have a profile that makes them think, this woman is different. This woman is special. I want to take time out of my busy day and all the other women that I'm seeing to message her and ask her out. So you'll see below, I have a link to my online dating guide. This is a free guide that I created. I literally broke down my entire Tinder profile. I shared all of it with you, all the words, all the pictures, everything. Why? I met my amazing high quality man on Tinder. And guess what? He messaged me first. He asked me out. He planned the date. He paid. He opened the car door for me. He took me home. He texted me right after to say, I had an amazing date with you. I want your phone number. He called me the next day, and he kept calling, and he kept pursuing. And now, marriage, baby, all of it. So you have to create a really killer profile. That's an important step in getting guys to ask you out. The way I created my profile, I made it very clear that I was a high quality woman, exactly why, and it was a very powerful, attractive energy. So in the guide below, I share with you exactly how to do that. One of the things I said in my profile was, I see my life as a delicious meal that's meant to be savored, every drop. That is what I call a life statement. You'll see what I mean in the guide. But I'm sharing just a little nugget with you because that was something that popped. My man happens to love eating out at restaurants. He happens to love food. He's a foodie, just like me. And that line captivated him. So he had something to ask me about when he messaged. He messaged about that specific line. So I gave him an opening to reach out to me, which made him feel safer. Something in my profile pulled him. So if you have a boring profile, and guys, if you are getting guys that just say, hey, okay, which we all know is annoying. If you're getting guys that just say, hey, on Tinder, hey, how are you? Hey, what's up? Your profile is boring, most likely. Okay, it doesn't have to stay boring. Click the free guide below to grab my exact Tinder profile. I shared it all. All right. I hope this Flirty Friday was helpful for you. If you have a question for me and you want my feedback on your love life, you can click also the link below. There's a form to fill out a Flirty Friday question. If we pick your question, we will let you know, and you'll be seeing my personal answer to your personal love life question on a Flirty Friday. All right. Sending you lots of love, and I hope you have a very flirty Friday.